Hamilton does get away very well indeed. Bottas doesn't. Verstappen's already nearly alongside him. Bottas has dropped 3 or 4 places, and there's Lando Norris touched, and into each other goes Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez.
This summer, we've seen one of the best silly seasons since the F1 started. It goes without saying that the retirement of Vettel was followed by a massive tectonic shake-up of the drivers' lineup, and what's even more interesting is the fact that it's not over yet. Although the piece has started to shape up bit by bit, the silly season is far from over. So far, Piastri has taken the seat in McLaren, with Ricciardo agreeing to buyout terms with the Woking-based team, and that's pretty much it. There are still 10 drivers on the grid and outside of it that have been related to an F1 seat that we have no idea where they'll land. So, 5 seats are available, so let's start with a cover-up of each driver and see who will end where. First, let's start with the ones that either won't drive in F1 or aren't that much related to an F1 seat compared to the others. The first on our list are 2 excellent F2 talents, Doohan and Logan Sargeant. Both of them are having a great fight in the F2 Championship and have to finish P5 and ahead in the championship if they want to qualify for the Super License. There is one more race in Yas Marina for the F2 Championship, and the fight between them will be fierce to say the least. Doohan is an Alpine protege, and it's likely that the team will play the Piastri card with him, with much more caution compared to the Australian. It's unlikely that Doohan will sit in Alpine, since the team said they're looking for someone with experience to replace Alonso, but also someone who's ready to grow with them in the upcoming period. The names of Giovinazzi and Hulkenberg, as well as Vries, have been heavily related to the Enstone-based team, so Doohan's chance could be in Williams, as Latifi is unlikely to continue with the bought seat from his dad. Now, this brings us to Logan Sargeant, the other driver that isn't likely to make his F1 debut, since Williams are also considering a candidate with experience. However, Jos Capito, Williams' boss, said that they're open to signing a rookie if the opportunity is presented to them, unless the team makes a deal with Alpine and does the contract that was supposed to be done with Piastri. This time, Doohan will be the driver that will jump in the Williams, as the team will take the French team's engines for the 2023 and 2024 seasons. Now let's go with some F1 talent now. Mick Schumacher is unlikely to continue the deal with Haas, which is something that not many experts were expecting in 2022 due to the fact that he scored his first career points on 2 occasions in Silverstone and Austria. However, it seems like the team is fed up with him, and his spot is also rumoured to be filled with Hulkenberg and Giovinazzi, as the latter received 2 free practice sessions in Haas in Monza and Austin. Although Steiner said that people are overreacting to the free practice sessions given to Giovinazzi, it's likely that the team is looking for Mick's replacement, and Mick will likely drop out of the Ferrari Academy as well, meaning that his place in F1 isn't secured at all. Alpine didn't call him on the test in Hungary, and AlphaTauri are looking in another direction, meaning that apart from Haas, he can join Williams or Alfa Romeo. It's very unlikely that the latter 2 teams will want to have something with Mick, so it's likely that his song in F1 has already been sung. Now, Pierre Gasly is heavily expected to sign with Alpine, and in order for this to be completed, Nyck de Vries has to sign for AlphaTauri as his replacement. Initially, Red Bull said that the only reason why they will let Gasly go from AlphaTauri is if they can sign the exciting talent of Colton Herta in AlphaTauri. However, the FIA isn't willing to grant him the super license through force majeure, and with de Vries' amazing debut in Monza, AlphaTauri has emerged as the strongest candidate for the Dutchman. De Vries' chances are either AlphaTauri, Alpine, with whom will take a test in Hungary, and Williams, the team that he scored his amazing debut with, finishing P9 after just getting 1 hour to meet the car he's going to drive for the rest of the weekend. So what about Alpine? Well, they have so many options, and it seems like they're eager to accept the one that is going to bring lots of storms to their paddock. Alpine are pushing towards Pierre Gasly, the driver that doesn't stand well with Esteban Ocon, since both of them have had a long-running feud in their karting days. Gasly has emphasized multiple times that he and Ocon are no longer friends, but that doesn't mean anything to the team, and if de Vries signs with AlphaTauri, Gasly will move to Alpine. What's more interesting is that everything is in the hands of Alpine. The French-based team started all of the silly season in the middle of the summer break, and they have the potential to end it with just one signing. If Gasly does sign with them, then Doohan, Hulkenberg, Giovinazzi and Vries can forget about the vacant spot in Alpine. This would hurt Doohan the most since he's the one that doesn't have many alternatives and would have to hope that Alpine is ready to put him in Williams in a Piastri-like deal. However, Williams will also have to be asked about this matter, since if they're already signing a rookie, it might as well be one of their own rows such as Logan Sargeant. So what about Hulkenberg and Giovinazzi? Both of them have been related to the same teams, Alpine and Haas, and just one of them will likely make a comeback in 2023. The chances that Alpine and Haas will sign both of the drivers are kind of 1 in a million, and the chance of a comeback sits higher in Haas. Since both of them are looking for a comeback season, the payment won't bother them as much, as their only mission is to have a driving seat in 2023. Now, let's say for the sake of the situation, Alpine decide to sign Gasly since the AlphaTauri spot has been filled with De Vries. This means that 2 drivers have already found a seat, and Giovinazzi and Hulkenberg will have to fight for the vacant Haas seat. On the other hand, Doohan and Sargeant will have to fight for the Williams spot, and it all depends on these 2 teams to decide who will drive for them in 2023. But we forgot one team, didn't we? Alfa Romeo brought Zhou as a rookie in 2021, and he's been nothing but brilliant. It's very unlikely that the team will opt to move away from him since he joined a red company that scored points on their debuts in F1. Also, Alfa Romeo is struggling with reliability issues, and it's not their fault that the cars just aren't able to finish the race at all. Therefore, although Zhou doesn't have a contract for 2023, it's unlikely that he'll get sacked, and that's why we haven't discussed him and his team that much in this video. Schumacher's fate is pretty much in Haas's hands, and if the team decides to move on with him, which is highly unlikely, then the hopes of Giovinazzi and Hulkenberg of an F1 return will be gone in vain. This leaves us to the most interesting drivers, the ones that have been discussed so much, but for all the wrong reasons, and these are the drivers that are unlikely to find a seat anywhere in F1 in the upcoming period. Nicholas Latifi has been nothing but a liability for Williams, and the only reason he stays on the team is because of his dad's money. However, it seems like the team has found a performance in its car, which has been proven by Albon on multiple occasions and with De Vries in his first outing in Monza. Therefore, his place will likely be replaced by either De Vries, Sargeant or Doohan, depending on how the situation unwinds down in Alpine and AlphaTauri. Ricciardo, on the other hand, is unlikely to find a spot anywhere on the grid and will have to accept the reserve driver role in either Mercedes or Red Bull and then try to conquer a seat in 2024 and beyond. It's very sad to see the 8-time race winner and one of the biggest talents in the sport go down like this, but the last 2 years have been nothing but disaster for him and his reputation, meaning that his chances of an F1 starting seat in 2023 are slim to none. So, with that being said, these are our predictions and the possibilities for the 2023 season when it comes to the drivers lineup. What do you think will happen in the upcoming period? Let us know in the comments below.